Hi, Scott here. Hope you're going well. Okay, I'm a bit late today because we've had some Aussie and Kiwi news that's kind of spoiled the charts a bit, should we say? But still a fair few things to talk about because there's some nice things that could be selling out later in the day and maybe tomorrow. And there's a couple of things I like now as well. So we'll go into that. A few things played out yesterday, which we looked at, which was nice. Hopefully you managed to snag one of those or more. Pitch snatches were quite a few of those played out nicely, which is always a good thing. Okay, start my video. Alrighty, so you should be able to see my screen now. We're looking at Euro Pound. Euro Pound. What have we got here? On the daily chart, we have mostly sideways action, but it's tested this sort of support resistance level here and pull back to the daily 50. Now it's heading back up there again. Bullish days, the last 1, 2, 3 days or so. So we're looking for some more bullish action for that to continue today. On the 1 hour chart, we have a nice break through the 4 hour 50 yesterday. So the IBO was kind of on, IBOC, and then that played out well, but strongly through the 4 hour 50. I don't know if there's any news, but there's a lot of movement during the night for me, late in the session. Some big moves going on. So now we're looking for a pullback to the 1 hour 50, the 4 hour 50, and the fib 382, and it lines up very well. Also the daily pivot. Unfortunately, it's going the wrong way right now, but we're out of session as far as Euro Pound is concerned. Another 4, 5, 6 hours. This may well just reverse, come do a nice ABC correction, pull back to our entry here, and that could be a nice little long play up to these highs perhaps. Elliott wave, not really relevant here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe, but not really very clear. Important thing though is the MACD is looking very strong still. So we had a good pullback here. And let's launch it off again. So that's looking nice. If that pulls back, gives us an entry. Okay, let's get into pound CAD. Pound CAD, we have got a general uptrend, but with a recent bearish action for the last few days off this level here. Now we're looking for a short play, but be aware there's a trend line here. Probably not the strongest or the most well defined, but it's it's been respected here, and quite a few times on its way up here. So we're probably going to be trading into that or through it if we go short. Right, so what we have here is a nice downtrend. The MACD is still looking very good. A pullback to the 1 hour 50 catching up, the 4 hour 50 is already here, the 382's lining up quite well for you to pivot from this point here. That looks okay. Pound CAD won't set up for another 4 or 5 hours. Gives it time to do a complex pullback to this level, spring load a little bit, and then a nice little short play. So that's looking quite nice as well. Another pound yen. We've had some bullish action in the last few days up to reach the daily 50, and this seems to be quite a strong level here. Rejecting it here, and a lot of action around here. Here's quite a good touch here and here and here. So it's quite a strong level. Good reason to reject it. And we're looking for a short play, playing out of the daily 20-50 zone, which is always nice, much nicer than trading into it. Right, here we have a MACD divergence on these highs, implying we are getting lower prices. Had the pullback through the 1 hour 50. This would have been a nice IBO short yesterday. I think I had that on my list yesterday. It's even going to second entry about now. They might have even, by the time you see this, might have already gone. We seem to have rejection of 382 about now. It's a yen pair, so it could happen any time of day. I might just hang around here for a bit longer if the UK opens and then blast off. So that's quite a nice looking one. Keep an eye on that one. Pound dollar. This one's not quite so clean from memory. So we've got from the daily action, it's looking quite nice up, and then rejecting this level here. A few bearish days. What's this trend line doing? We have a fair bit of room to the trend line. That's good. So looking for some bearish action today. We've had this trend line's been broken and retested, which is always a good thing. Broken through the 1 hour 50, even through the 4 hour 50, and then pulling back. Pull back to the pivot. Maybe that's all we get, or maybe it'll just wait a few hours for the UK session, and then pull back a bit further to snag the 1 hour 50, and then we can enter here. Pivots lining up as well. Play it down to daily 20, or you could even push it to the daily 50. So that's a possible one as well. Now, there's quite a few which may be setting up later, so I'll go through these quickly. CAD Swiss, like a few Swiss pairs, we're getting some, in this case, bearish action. Nice acceleration, hitting a level here which seems to be reasonable. I had a quick look through in history. So nice, beautiful looking doji. Can even take that as a swing trade, trend continuation. MACD does have a divergence, so we may be looking at the trend changing and getting higher prices, or maybe this is going to continue down. So you can take this as a power trend. I'm also going to be quick, but I'll quickly put this one in here, and that was a long trade. We want to go short. And then we go a little bit bigger. I'll do that. Check it out. Go on, check out. My computer's struggling these days. Right, so we have entry around here. Stop about here somewhere behind the highs. And then you can trade that lower to this low or beyond. So any problem with that one is the MACD diversion, which is the time we're not going to get any higher prices. So we are going to get some higher prices soon, and the downtrend is coming to an end. Looking on the lower time frames, on a 1 hour chart, we definitely got a great MACD diversion. Looking like we're going to get lower. If it breaks the 1 hour 50, it pulls back, probably come back about the same time as it reaches the 4 hour 50, there or thereabouts, and that could be a nice little CBO short down to these lows. So that could be a nice one. Hedge yen. Hedge yen, a similar kind of price action here. Rejecting this level, bearish yesterday. Looking for that to continue down today. And again, we've got MACD divergence, break of the trend line. We now want to see the 1 hour 50 break and pull back to the 1 hour 50, or we might get a deeper break and it'll pull back for just this 4 hour 50 and the 1 hour 50. Just the 1 hour 50, that's the IBO. It falls back to the 4 hour 50, comes lower, falls back to the 4 hour 50 as well, that's the CBO. So see how that one plays out. That's possibly a good looking setup. Actually, I was going to look at CAD yen for any sort of power trend. You could have a power trend in here, though the deceleration isn't great. Could put a power trend in here on this candle. It's usually best to do it on a doji or a high test candle. It's usually a cleaner looking signal. So this one is looking quite similar. Uptrend stops dead at this level here, and then a bearish day yesterday. And that reversal is confirmed by the 1 hour chart. MACD diversion, we've broken the 1 hour 50, and we now look for, I think this is one I talked about yesterday, and then now looking for a break of the 4 hour 50 is the next one, and a pullback and a retest of 4 hour 50, and a CBO short. That could be a nice little trade as well. Euro Swiss. Euro Swiss, we are trending upwards quite nicely, but as with other Swiss pairs, the Swiss is gaining strength, which is making these pairs weaker. I noticed the support resistance level here. This is a much more relevant level. I've gone back and checked it. So we've got this low here. This could be the more relevant level. So maybe it's going to creep up a little bit higher. wicket and then reverse. MACD lows are showing lots of big divergence there, because for short prices, for short trade, for lower prices, and that's to come back down through the 1 hour 50, pull back to the 1 hour 50. And of course, the way the trade was set up is on the retest, got an entry. I'll be behind somewhere, maybe about there. Down to the 4 hour 50 as a minimum, or you can take it down to the daily 20 or even further. UAN. UAN, this one's pulled up to this level and the daily 50 and a kind of going nowhere candle yesterday. Maybe we're going to have a change of direction. Let's have a look at the 1 hour chart. Big MACD divergence. It's looking very strong for lower prices. We need it to break down below the 1 hour 50, give us lower highs, lower lows. Confirmed trend change, retest of the 1 hour 50, and that will give us an IBO short. Kiwi, so pound Swiss, which will be looking like other Swiss pairs, I imagine. Bring up to a level. And dojish candle yesterday, day before yesterday, then the bearish candle yesterday. So look at that to trade down to the day 2050 zone. We've already had a break at the 1 hour 50 and a break of this trend line. Talked about this one yesterday, I believe. And it's got a great entry last night. And fees will be in this trade. The next thing though will be a pull break through the 4 hour 50, pull back to the 4 hour 50, and then trade that one short as a CBO. Kiwi Swiss, another Swiss pair. Same thing, deceleration at a level, bearish day yesterday, and the 1 hour chart is going to give us break of trend line, retest, nice. And then we're now at the 1 hour 50, need that to break, pull back to the 1 hour 50, a nice IBO short. You want to keep an eye on. Kiwi yen. Not a lot of deceleration here, but this pair does kind of turn around on a sixpence, as they say. It's around pretty quickly. But the doji-ish candle yesterday, and we're hitting this trend line, which I've adjusted very slightly, and it probably lines up better now. It lines up with all of these, many of these levels. It's rejected them, so it's got to break through that to go long. It looks like it might be going short. What does that ties in with other yen pairs? The yen pairs are a little bit confused at the moment. I'm not quite sure what they're doing, but a lot of them are pointing towards maybe a quick bit of strength in that pair and then going short. And this is what we'll probably be looking for here. If it does break through the 1 hour 50, also the daily 50 here as well, pull back and retest, that could give us an IBO short. 2 more to go. Kiwi dollar. Okay, we've got some strength up to this level here. This is probably a stronger level right here because it's really major level as we reject it on this pullback. Or this level here is okay with this high, maybe. So looking for some lower prices, maybe today or maybe a bit more bullish action first. But looking at the 1 hour chart, we can see a very strong MACD divergence. The 1 hour trend line is broken and retested. Looks like we're not going to go any higher, but we need to see a break of the 1 hour 50, a pullback to the 1 hour 50, gives a nice IBO short, and then we can trade that one short. And last one is another Swiss pair, the dollar Swiss. And here we have it's come back and retested this level, which is a level from this was support, and then now becomes resistance. Lovely long-legged doji. So we're looking for a short trade here. That ties in with other Swiss pairs we looked at, and these higher highs are getting, well, this one to this one, much higher price action, much lower on the MACD. MACD divergence. Maybe we'll get one more flurry up here, or maybe we'll just, as soon as we break the 1 hour 50, we're looking for a pullback to the 1 hour 50 and trade short for an IBO. Oh, sorry, CBO. Got 4 hour 50 sitting there as well. That'll be a nice little CBO. So there we go. It was quite a lot to talk about, really, wasn't there? Hopefully you caught some of those trades yesterday, and I'll stop my share. And yeah, good luck with those trades. If you want to learn more about this, got flowtrader.com, sign up, get lots of free training, and you can learn these skills which can change your life. I wish you all the best in the markets. I will catch up with you tomorrow. I'll see you then. Take care.